What is up, guys? It's Ryan here with another video on my car. This is my 2017 Honda Accord Coupe V6 EXL, and we are going to be doing the almost 30,000 miles update. It's actually sitting at 29,400-ish right now, but I wanted to go ahead and do an update because right after I made the last update video about 2 or 3 months ago, I changed a big thing with the car, and so I just wanted to go over that. And yeah, so here we go. So, I had mentioned in my last update video that I had put the Honda Factory Performance suspension package on the car, and you know, I had also kind of alluded that I was somewhat dissatisfied with it, and that was the case, mainly because, not really because of the handling or the way it drove or anything, but I was both unsatisfied with the level of the drop, and I was also unsatisfied with the fact that the rear was about a ½ inch lower than the front, and I have like major OCD, so that bugged the crap out of me. And so after I made that video, I was just kind of like, okay, you know what, I need to start looking into other options. And so I talked to some of my Accord friends, and I ultimately decided on going with a set of coilovers. As you can see, the car is quite a bit lower than it was before. I decided to go with the Teen Flex Z coilovers, and I also got an SPC 3-arm camber kit in the rear to take care of the rear camber. And so yeah, I've messed with the height a couple of times since I've installed it, but I've pretty much got it to a point where I'm happy with, the height of the car and the way she's sitting and everything like that. So it's kind of hard to see the coilovers, but you'll have to just take my word for it. And yeah, of course you might be able to see a little green in there. That would be the coilover. But yeah, I would say this is probably about a 1.5 inch drop over stock, and it's pretty much exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to go, I didn't want to slam it or anything like that. I just wanted something that would close the wheel gap, and that's pretty much what happened. So pretty happy with it. Like I also mentioned, I went with the SPC 3-arm rear camber kit to get rid of the camber, because even with the HFP kit, I almost had 3 degrees of negative camber in the rear, and that's not really something I wanted. So with the camber arm set, I decided to I was able to get it back to factory spec, which is about 1.5 degrees, and so pretty happy with that. So yeah, that was the biggest change with the car, and I'm pretty happy with the ride quality and everything. It rides really good. I honestly think it rides almost as good as stock, and it cost me a lot of money, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm happy with how the car is driving and sitting now. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. So other than that, not much else has changed with the car. Just go ahead and give you a little walk around real quick. Still pretty much everything is the same on the outside. Still got the HFP deck lid spoiler, the eBay diffuser, the Borla exhaust. Everything is the same as it was in the last video, but I wanted to make this one because that the suspension is a really big upgrade, or a big update for the car, and it's something that I wanted to tell you guys about. So that's what I'm doing. So the car looks really good now, in my opinion. I think it's sitting basically perfectly. It would be nice to get some rear spacers for the rear wheels at some point, but I'd have to go extended studs for that, I think, unless I want to run like a 20 or 25 mil, which I think is too much. So I don't know, I'll figure it out. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the way the car is looking, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The other thing, I pretty much think the only other thing that I did in terms of like aesthetics, when I was on my way to Texas, or actually while I was there, which I'll talk about more in detail in a second, but the only other thing I did was we actually painted my engine cover, or we didn't paint it, we plasti dipped it, and so I'm going to show you that real quick. So as you can see, my engine cover is now red, kind of going with my theme. Of course, I have the red calipers, got the red Honda logos. Now I got a red engine cover. So personally, I'm a fan of it. I know a lot of people, don't think it's like too much or whatever, but personally, I like it. And we hit it with a few coats of plasti dip and then 1 coat of the glossifier, and so it's a little bit glossy, which is something I prefer. So I think it looks pretty good, honestly. So that was the only other thing that I changed aesthetically about the car. Other than that, she's been doing real well. Like I said, she's got almost 30,000 miles now, and that road trip to Texas was about 4,000 round trip, which I did in about a week, and the car did perfectly. It averaged 27 to 30 miles to the gallon the entire time. It rode really nice, and what's nice is these tires that I bought, the Continental Pure Contact LS tires, they still have 8 to 9 30 seconds of tread life, or tread wear, after about 10,000 miles of driving, so that's pretty awesome. If I get 50 or 60,000 miles out of these tires, I will be very happy. And so, yeah, and I believe last time I measured my brakes, they were at 9 in the front, so that's pretty good. I put a lot of miles on this car. Of course, I bought it to drive it, and I put the brakes on it about 10,000 miles, so after about 20,000 miles, that's quite good. So yeah, other than that, not much. So I can just go ahead and take a look inside the car for you guys, and we will pretty much finish this video off. So everything is, again, pretty much the same in here. Ricers. I want to talk though. So yeah, everything in here is pretty much the same. I haven't really changed much in here. Of course, I still got the carbon fiber wrapped center console, which I'm gonna have to redo because it was kind of cheap vinyl, and you know, I just need to redo it when I have time. But anyway, other than that, pretty much everything else is the same. One thing I didn't mention before, I'll go ahead and just start up the car real quick, is the footwell lighting. I had this in the last video. I just put it on pretty much, I think, but I forgot to mention it, and it's basically just, you know, $20 AutoZone LED strips. I think it looks cool. Again, it's not everybody's taste, but personally I like it. I don't think it's too much. And I was actually going to buy the Honda one because Honda does sell a factory accessory light kit for this car, but it was like $200 or $300, whereas this was $20. And Honda's kit was red, and I personally wanted blue for the interior, just because blue is my favorite color. So yeah. Other than that, as you can see, we are sitting at 29,382 miles, pretty close to 30K. And I've had this car a year as of about 2 weeks ago. I purchased it on February 7th of 2018. So yeah, I put a lot of miles on it, but you know, I bought it to drive it, so that's what it's for. Of course, one other thing that I recently did, actually this morning, was I just went to my Honda dealer, which is actually just down the road from where I'm at right now, and I got the fuel pump related recall taken care of. It was just an ECU update, and I actually used my laptop and just reflashed my K-tuner tune to it, so I don't know if that affects the fuel injection software, but probably. So I don't know why I did it, but I guess it was just to say that I did. All my tune is, it's pretty much just VCM disabled. Of course, the automatics have a cylinder deactivation, which I'm not a fan of. And then it's just K-Tuner's quick shift option for the automatic transmission. It just speeds up the shifts a little bit. I also did set up a little bit of a two-step because, you know, why not? The option was in there. So go ahead and demonstrate that real quick. Yeah, I know, I'm a ricer, but again, the option was there, so I wanted to do it. Anyway, other than that, exhaust is the same, car still sounds pretty much the same, and yeah, everything else is doing just fine. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. I don't think I missed anything. There weren't too many things to talk about, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update on my Accord. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Anyway, yeah, all my tune is pretty much the wow, I just screwed up that sentence.